Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to a very special Mash and Drum Whiskey Wednesday night. That's right, Blendageddon 8 is kicking off tonight. 8 years of Blendageddon. We'll talk a little bit more about Blendageddon if you guys haven't heard of Blendageddon yet, or you're just maybe, I don't know, you're just getting in on the fun this year. Maybe you missed some of the last 7 years of Blendageddon. We'll get into it in a little bit. But I'm really excited to be here, really excited to taste through some of these blends. We'll go through the bracket here in a little bit later. I'll show you guys the full bracket and obviously who's going to be going head-to-head tonight. We have 17 Frankenblends this year, which I think is a little bit of a record. We've never had that many before. So we're going to do the first bracket tonight. I think next week we'll probably do 2 brackets. And then finish it off and see who wins this thing. And then we'll get into the American blends, which I think we have over 35 blends in the American blend category. So it's going to be a crazy tournament this year. Plus, Darrell is back. We have a couple of return former champions coming back, like Eric Sawyer. So it's going to be highly competitive this year. So we'll see how it goes here this year. Let me say hi to some people in chat. Oh, we already have gifted memberships from Mr. Corvette Trey. Guys, big thank you to Corvette Trey. Dropping the 10 gifted. Love it. Thank you so much.
So beautiful.
It is so beautiful when you guys give out these beautiful Mash and Drum memberships. Is Todd Ritter in play this year? No, Todd Ritter did not do actually did. I don't think he did. Dude, there were so many blends that came in this year. It's like keeping track of them all was a little bit nuts. Let's say hi to Nathan Jurgensen is here. What's going on, man? We got my bourbon buddy, Nyquil in the Glen tonight. Cough, cough, sneeze, sneeze. I hope you don't have that whatchamacallit, that flu that's been going around, man. It's going around pretty crazy. Tim Cornet is here. Best of luck to all the competitors. We got Wise Guy Whiskey Stu in the house. Stu, man, you're in a bracket, dude. We'll show you later. Tim Romero is here. We got Russ L is here. Dr. Sped. Some Drum Key Solo one in the Glen tonight. Super dark, fruity sweetness. Yes, it is. That hazmat goodness right there. Mashing up the new year. Hit thumbs up. Stay vertical. Thank you so much, Emily. Nice to see you. Jason K's in the house. What's up, man? We got Jay Porter. Hells yeah. Good luck to all the competitors. A-Brod is here. We got Josh Fritz. Good evening, all. We got Dustin Pichelle is here. What is going on? We got Reese Mash. Sorry, I missed you last week. New Riff Sherry finished rye in the glass tonight. You know, I picked up a bottle of that recently, a 2025 edition, and I haven't cracked it yet. Is it even down here? I should try that thing. Let's see. Let's go. Cheers, everyone. What's up, Wade Ward? Nice to see you, man. We got Warren's Bar. Freeport Steve. Cheers and good luck to everyone. Here's to a prosperous whiskey hunt in 2026. Love it, man. Sweet Cindy. Cheers, Jason. Cheers, all. Let's see. Happy New Year as well. Slapshot Roadhouse here. What's up, Brian? We got Jeremy Hughes. Sandeep Chimas here. Said hi to Wade Ward. Echo Juliet. What's going on, EJ? Hope Melissa and the 2 fur babies are doing well tonight. Cheers to everyone. This Mash and Journey Whiskey Wednesday. Joey B is here. Chef Perkins is here. Christian Mojica is here. Bourbon Coach. What's up, Jesse? Nice to see you, man. Night Method is in the house. What's up, Night Method? Nice to see you, man. Sean. Joe the Sample Guy is here. Travis Robeson. Oh my Lord. Trav, I think you're in quite a bit of a bracket too. We'll see. We have to check that out. Black Bourbon Family. Jason and Brandy are here. What's going on, guys? Nice to see you. John Vornick is here. And a bunch more coming in. I just have to get down here. Jeff Perkins, I see. Girth Brooks. JG, of course. Richie Z. Top Dog. Sweet Cindy. Top Jimmy, of course. Kenneth Rathburn. Kenneth. I have Kenneth's blind sample kit right here. So Kenneth Rathburn sent me a blind. I don't know if it's really a blind challenge or I don't know. I'm not sure what Kenneth wants me to do with it, but I'm going to treat it as a blind challenge. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. If I still, I've been tasting a lot of whiskey the last couple nights, doing my Bourbon of the Year taste off for 2025. So last round will be tomorrow. And then I'll film my video this weekend for early next week for my Bourbon of the Year video finally. I always do mine a little bit later just because it just takes me a while to get time to do all the tastings. But once I lock in, we've had a few surprises Few bourbons that I was surprised I got knocked out, but so is the world of blind tasting. It's what happens. And it all starts as Eric. Sorry, there's Eric. It all starts. Happy hump day. Been here. Hell of a week back at work. Yeah, dude. Has anybody else gone back to work this week and it's been like a freaking zombie? I was a zombie this week, dude. I couldn't. Enough coffee could not like. There wasn't enough coffee to save me. Let's just say that. Bourbon and Bruises here. Jason, what was in the glass at when the clock hit 12 on New Year's Eve? Says Freeport Steve. I drank Drum Key. I mean, of course. I mean, that's how I'm ringing in the new year. I drank the hazmat stuff, Drum Solo 1. So that was fun. Never left. Still a sloth, says Travis Robeson. Brutal. No flu. Nasty cold. Okay, that's good. Veteran owned. Let's see. The Heraclitus Select. Veteran owned NDP. Launched last year. Sold out 4 releases twice in 2 days. Slaying it. Thanks to those who know. Well, I don't know. What is this brand? Okay. Heraclitus Select. Veteran owned NDP. I love that it's veteran owned. Launched last year, sold out 4 releases twice. You guys need to email me. I need to that. If that's the bottle, that thing looks badass. I'm gonna need that. Let me know. I want to try it. Corvette Trey says never took off work. Yes, I have the key for the envelope, so we will go through that here in a little bit. Blue Smokeley, Jason, you need the, yeah, I definitely need the Action Jackson. I should do the Action Jackson. That stuff works. We will reach out. Absolutely, man. We'd love to have you on too. Love to hear the story. I have a couple of family members that are veterans, so definitely holds a special place in my heart. My uncle Tony, he was in Vietnam, so a lot of I guess experience and hearing stories and some of that stuff. And we may. Well, let me talk about this. So let's talk a little bit about Blendageddon before we get into the blind tasting tonight. So Blendageddon, this is the 8th year of it. Been doing 7 years. It's basically viewers that watch the show that take their home blends and create a blend to put in a blind tasting. I don't know what's in the blend until it's revealed. Now, how it usually works is you get put in a bracket against other blenders, and they all get blind tasted. Basically, the top 2 make it to the next round, and the other ones get eliminated pretty much right away. Now, once you get eliminated, we get to see what was in your blend. Now, the contest has evolved over the years. In the beginning, it was just kind of blend what you want because it was pretty small and there wasn't a lot of people doing it. But now that there are, I think the biggest change we had was, people were using a lot of store picks and group picks and, using whiskeys that were, for some people unobtainable. Like, people are throwing George T. Stagg and King Kentucky in their blends. It was getting a little bit crazy. So what we did is a few years ago, we kind of made a major change, making sure that everybody made a blend just out of stuff that you could find on the shelf. And I understand that's regional. I understand that some things you can find on the shelf in different parts of the country, and I totally get that part. But we still want to make it as findable as we can. So if a blend does win, people can recreate it at home. So yeah, well, I think that's gone a lot better over the last couple of years. Some of the bottles are like borderline whether they're findable or not, but I really hope this year people really stay true to that rule and making sure that the bottles they use were just completely findable to try to recreate it. So let me see. What does that say? Mark Gillikin pouring a little Raven Batch 1 Whiskey of the Year candidate. Yes, it's up there. It did really well in the blind. It's going to be a top 10 for sure. Where in the top 10 it's going to fall, we'll see. So then what happens is we go through weeks of this. We have 2 categories. You have a Frankenblend where you can use whatever you want. That's what the Frankenblend category is. That'll be the first round tonight. That is where the blenders can use rum. They can use scotch. They can use bourbon. They can use rye. They can pretty much paint with a pretty broad brush and make whatever blend they want. Then once it gets into the American blends, it gets a little bit more constraining. The American blends it can only be really bourbon. You can use light whiskey, you can use rye, but generally they tend to stay American whiskey only. We don't really veer off from that. and that's where it gets, we can really only use those blends that are found on the shelf. Once we finish the Frankenblend competition, prizes are given out for sure, and then we get to the American Whiskey Blend competition, and you win a free trip, all expenses paid trip to the Bourbon Blitz, which is back in Kentucky this year, and I think it's going to be at Jim Beam this year, which is going to be great. So more to come on that. And then the last episode, to kind of round out the end of the year, when we crown a Blendageddon champion, usually I have Fred Minnick and Matt ADHD Porter on as my final judges to crown the champion. And then in turn with that, at the same time, we have I put on a big fundraiser, usually for St. Jude's Hospital. We may switch it up this year. Maybe we'll do something for the veterans. I'm not sure what we're going to do yet, but I have some ideas of people I think I want to, raise some money for. So already some crazy hitter bottles in there. We have a Stag. We have a Russell's Camp Nelson E. Single Rickhouse is already in for this year. A couple of other bangers, some Jack Daniel's Coy Hills. And there's going to be some really crazy bottles in the giveaway this year. So for the fundraiser. So there you go. That's kind of the background. I'm going to get Kenneth's thing poured here. Let's go. Happy New Year, everybody. I'm just going to pour all of them in. So Kenneth sent me this along, and really happy to do so. So thank you, Kenneth, for sending this, man. Really cool of you. We'll get this all poured. C&E is my jam. Yeah, C&E did pretty good in the end of year rankings too. So what I've done so far is I've done the first two. I did the first two rounds where I took about my top 20-ish bourbons, put them all head to head, and broke those down. Top 3, top 4, making it through. I have kind of a high tier, mid tier, and low tier. The low tiers have been eliminated, and the mid tiers will go head to head to kind of fill in those last spots for top 10 of the year. So yeah, a couple of maybe surprises, but not so surprised that got eliminated already. But we'll get into that. Are you doing a whiskey or bourbon of the year? I know you did a rye of the year already. Yeah, we're gonna do a bourbon of the year. Bourbon of the year, I think. I'm pretty sure they're all. Well, I kind of have to do whiskey of the year because you have Jack Daniel's in the mix. You have a couple of others, so we'll probably just do a whiskey of the year. Let's see here. What else do we got? Everyone catching up. All right. So let's get into this blind tasting. Let me grab my notebook here. We do have a couple news stories to go through. It's been quiet in whiskey world. I think most of the news that's been happening in whiskey world has been pretty much about the big downturn and people kind of going through the doom and gloom again of what's happening in the industry. I spoke about this last week a little bit. There's so many contributing factors to it. I think people immediately want to jump to the tariffs. And like I said, while the tariffs have created a bit of an issue, especially for the overseas brands, which is a big deal for brands like Jim Beam, Jack Daniel's, even Four Roses, Wild Turkey. It's a big deal to them because you're talking about a lot of the whiskey, like think of Jack Daniel's 7. Most of the whiskey they make is Old Number 7. That allows Jack Daniel's to do a lot of other things and bring out a lot of other whiskeys because they have this constant stream of revenue coming in from the, from Old Number 7 being shipped all around the world. Canada's pretty much shut us off where they're not drinking anything from the United States. So there's a lot of that. There's people drinking less now. Younger people aren't getting into whiskey as much. I think something that people haven't really talked about either is the tax part of it. The taxes in Kentucky, along with the tariffs, have, I think, contributed to prices staying high because you have a situation where if you're losing money on taxes, you're always losing money on taxes. I think they paid like $75 million, $70 or $80 million, something in all of 25 or billions. It's a crazy number. And Canada's going to remove Crown Royal from their shelves, but there are now a ton of craft that are scoping up the market share. Still awesome. Yeah, I think it's a great opportunity for craft whiskey. So that's a really good point. But I do think that when you have a situation where you're paying taxes, certain European, Canadian markets are now being cut off from you. You're still paying the same taxes to Kentucky, which I still want to know where all that money goes in Kentucky. Where does all the whiskey money go? That's what I want to know. I've heard a lot of different things of where it goes. Who knows where it actually goes? Just saying. And then, so you still have all these different labels coming out with high prices. I mean, that's the one way they're going to be able to offset the taxes and being cut off from different parts of the union, different parts of the United States, different parts of the world, is by keeping the prices high. And I think that's what we've seen this year, a good amount. Instead of prices coming down, we've seen age statements go up, but we've seen the prices kind of stay the same, unfortunately. Whiskey money goes to schools. Talk to Fred. It goes to schools. Okay. I have a hard time believing all that money goes to schools alone. Oh, I have a meme of the week. I have a funny one. It goes to battery plants. Yeah, I'll have to talk to Fred about that. I'm curious to see where it all actually goes, but I don't know if we would ever get, a definitive answer. I'm sure it goes into the pockets of somebody, someone, some groups. I hate to be that kind of, like a conspiracy theorist, but it's hard not to think that when there's just so much money flowing in from those barrels, from the taxes. And then what else? Craft whiskeys. I think I'm going to do a video on this, try to get my thoughts on like down paper. I already did kind of a bourbon boom and gloom video, but I think a follow-up is in order, especially with everything going on. And you got to remember, guys, Beam chose to tell everybody that they stopped distilling, but a lot of folks have calmed down the distilling. They've not shut it down completely. I think shutting it down was kind of a big deal, but I think a lot of folks have slowed distilling down. I mean, when you have over 16 million barrels aging, and that's just going to go up and up and up, I don't know, man. Whiskey is going to be really interesting in the next few years. So we'll see what happens. It's not a conspiracy. The legacy distillers are getting hit all around. The craft distilleries and NDPs are making good juice and at a lower price. Yeah, I mean, I think it's good for the NDPs because now barrels are cheap. You can get good barrels for a much lower price. And the craft distillers, who really don't have to worry about the over markets or the, going overseas, the markets overseas, you have to just worry about your own backyard and providing really good whiskey, growing it grassroots, getting good, mouth, word by mouth of how good your stuff is. So, and all this stuff that's been out there is all coming of age. All these great distillers that we've been waiting for that's had young whiskey coming of age now. It's going to hit all the markets and people are going to, a lot of it is better than a lot of the heritage distillery stuff out there. It's just the truth. It's the truth. I'm not sure if it's just me, but your sound is cycling from sounds good to what? Really low to here. The taxes go to schools, libraries, fire, EMS. Well, I hope that's true. I mean, I could let me check the sound settings here. Audio. Maybe that's better if I turn that off. I'll see if that's better. Sounds good on my end. Oh, sounds fine. Okay. Yeah. All right. I don't know why people saying sound is no issue. All right. Okay. So yeah, just a little bit about that. There's going to be more to come on this as the year goes on. I still feel like, Four Roses is up for sale, which is a big deal. So there's a lot of movement. So the next few years, I think, are going to be really big for whiskey, especially if, there's supposed to be a tax that kicks in or a tax reduction that kicks in for Kentucky for the distillers, but the full tax break doesn't kick in to like 2040 something. I think you get a little bit of reduction. I think either next year, the year after. I have to go back and look at my notes, but it's it's not going to be great. They're still going to have to pay a shit ton of taxes as the years go on. So yeah, 2046. That's what it was. 2046. So it's just crazy, man. Yeah, just play it louder. Drink some Drum Key Spirits. Quality whiskey. All right, guys. Let's get into this blind tasting. Have a little fun. I'll go through a couple of other news stories here. There's some stuff going on. You guys remember the thing going on with Uncle Nearest? It's getting spicy over there. 4% each year until it's gone, but then the state budget has to levy other taxes for school funding, says Big Cat. Okay. JG, you put in an offer for Four Roses? All right, let me know how that works out for you. Several Texas stores have completely removed EH single barrel from allocation and selling it for what? For $55. I'm guessing that's EH Taylor. Wow. Well, I mean, here's the thing too. I think in a world where we've been begging for Buffalo Trace to be on shelves, I think Buffalo Trace is going to be really easy to find soon, especially with that expansion. How much whiskey they're putting out? They're gonna have to ship more out to people in the United States. So I think people are already starting to see more Buffalo Trace. Chavis should be in your Frank blend. Let's hear Uncle Nearest news. Small batch. Okay. All right. First one here. Let's go. I'm gonna go through a couple here, and then we'll get into some news. Just good to be hanging out, sipping with you guys. Said it's just been a rough week and just trying to get back to work and all that fun stuff. Anyone try the 2XO tribute blend? Got it for $50, and I don't know if it was worth it or not. Haven't cracked it yet. Ben D. Guthrie, those are single barrels, dude. So they fluctuate, man. You either got a real good one or a mediocre one. That's unfortunately what's going on with the tribute blend. At least I think they're single barrels, if I remember correctly. Isn't that the one with the diamond on it? Or is that just a completely different blend? Oh, that's right. It's called tribute blend, so it's not a single barrel. Duh. I don't know what I was thinking. I must be thinking of that other one. What's the one with the diamond on the front? That's not tribute blend, right? Tribute was the third blend. You won't be seeing Buffalo Trace on shelves in New York. The new distributor hasn't gotten their act together yet. Oh, that sucks. Oh, that was the Gem of Kentucky. That's right. That's the Gem of Kentucky. Those were single barrels. Sorry. Yes, the tribute blend I haven't had yet. Gem of Kentucky had the, I should have known the freaking diamond was the Gem of Kentucky. All right, so this smells MGP-ish. Blue Run. When BT products are more available, they'll be in demand versus when they weren't accessible. Oh, man, the chat's going too fast. You guys are asking some good questions tonight. I love diving into this stuff. Ron Miles is here. When BT products are more available, will they be as in demand versus when they weren't accessible? I think this could be a good thing for other brands if and when people stop chasing hype. Yeah, I think, honestly, Ron, I feel like it's already happening. I don't really see a lot of people. That's not true. I don't know. That'd be like an interesting study to do. As far as I still think Buffalo Trace resonates with the new whiskey drinker, the new bourbon drinker. I still think that there is hype around any Buffalo Trace product, especially if it's a new one. But I think the educated whiskey consumer, ones that watch this channel, maybe ones that watch other channels, ones that read and see what's out there, I think a lot of people have discovered that Buffalo Trace, while very good and just an absolute machine of making great whiskey, isn't always the best all the time. So I don't know. If it does become more available, does it kill the aura around Buffalo Trace? So I don't know. It's an interesting thing. Like here in Ohio, they'll drop Buffalo Trace they'll drop Blanton's, they'll drop Eagle Rare, they'll drop EH Taylor, Stag, periodically, but you have to wait for a weekend for it to drop if it's the weekend that it drops on like a Saturday morning. So if it does drop, usually those get scooped up real quick. Now, if Buffalo Trace was if Ohio was getting it enough that it was actually on the shelf, would it still move? I know Weller Green still sits around when it hits Ohio, maybe regular Buffalo Trace, but with EH Taylor tubes, would Eagle Rare, would some of those sit around if we were getting it at a constant clip? I don't know. It's an interesting question. $200 for Gemma Kentucky. Gem are well worth 50, says Isaac Fufu. Tribute might have been one of the best, but it wasn't a $100 whiskey. Weller Old Antique is now available at the distillery. Not sure on CYPB. Good stuff. Gemma Kentucky. Can only buy so many BT lower. Yeah. BT is smooth, so it makes it for a real easy entry for new folks. Absolutely. EHT2 sits around me at 60. Okay. Oh, I've seen Weller Special Reserve with gold foil and a cork. Anyone know what's up with that? Yeah, they've added a now gold foil around Weller Special Reserve, and I'm not sure if they're doing it with the other ones, but yeah. Let's see. Appalachian Bourbon Society just bought a Buffalo Trace on Fremont Street in Las Vegas for $40. Only thing worth buying and cracking open. They're sitting on shelves along with E.H. Taylor Small Batch regularly in Georgia now. Okay. You missed it, but Stranahan's founder is on the website right now. Are you serious? Oh my God. If Stranahan's founders 12 year is available on the website, people need to go get that thing. Jason, nearby cigar lounge picked a 7-year Watershed barrel and it is fire. Really? From Watershed? Okay. I would have to test that theory. All right. Let's get back into this. Okay. So first one off the nose, I think it's a little bit MGP-ish. Get a lot of baking spice in this, but let's see. Definitely a lower proof. Good age, I think. Thoughts on the Watershed uncut, unfiltered? Dude, I haven't had Watershed in a minute. Watershed just hasn't been my favorite. I don't know what it is about their distillate. I just doesn't vibe with me. Now, it's been a while since I had it, so maybe it's gotten better. But I don't know. When Aaron was there distilling, it definitely went on the uptick. I'm not really sure how good their stuff is now, but I would have to go try it. Yeah, and I got to say here, this might be a little bit of a controversial statement, but I think E.H. Taylor has gone down in quality. The last couple E.H. Taylor small batches and barrel proofs in particular that I've had have been okay. They're kind of mid bourbons. Single barrels, however, I still think are probably the best E.H. Taylors, to be honest. Every now and again, man, you get a really good E.H. Taylor single barrel. They're delicious. But small batch and barrel proof for me have just been really miss lately. I think people go nuts for E.H. Taylor single barrel E.H. Taylor barrel proof is because there's just not a lot of barrel proof options from Buffalo Trace besides BTAC that really hit the market. I mean, you have Stag and you have E.H. Taylor barrel proof. You have Blanton straight from the barrel, but those can be a little bit tricky to get even today. But if you look at the lineup, the rest of their stuff is below, 90 proof, 100 proof, 95 proof, 93 proof for regular blends. Most of the stuff is lower proof. So people see E.H. Taylor barrel proof and they go crazy, like, oh my God, I got to get something else barrel proof from Buffalo Trace, but hasn't really been that great lately. Jason and guys, girls in the chat, is Knob Creek 21 worth $220 that my local Costco is asking? What's the deal with all the Willet Purple Tops being released all over the Detroit market? Yeah, there was a bunch of picks that were done and a bunch of, Willet releasing the small batch. There was a really big push at the end of the year with Willet. I don't know why, but there was. There's so much good whiskey that you can find. You don't really need to hunt for Buffalo Trace. Why is Four Roses up for sale? I thought they were doing good. They are, but I just think when you get into hold on. I don't think, remember, Four Roses is owned by Kirin. It's owned by a Japanese company. Maybe they just want to offload it. Maybe they don't see enough profit from it. It could be for a number of reasons. Yeah, I like KC21, but don't expect Knob Creek 21 to like win any high proof blinds. That's a bourbon you need to just sip on its own for sure. Yeah, the EH Taylor Ryes are not good either. Freeport buy one for me too and ship it to me. Yeah, Kieran owns it. So Jason, I got the latest EHT small batch. What latest small batch from local grocery store? Have you tried my current Weller Antique 107? That one has popped up here. I still love the Weller 107. I think it's more consistent than Weller Foolproof, to be honest. Wow, the first one is a little bit of a fruity flavor to it too. But I think it's a lower proof. I think it's like 107, 100, maybe 10, maybe even like 100. I mean, it's sipping low for me. Let's see. I'm going to guess it's MGP. All right, let's go to number 2. Jason, I know you didn't like GTS this year, but you are pulling that or any other BTAC in your blind. No, because that was the only bottle I got was the Stag. I didn't get any other bottles. And no, Stag didn't do well in the blind. This smells fantastic. Number 2 is pure maple syrup. $107 and Weller 12 are worth MSRP. I like a good Weller 12 sometimes. It's not overwhelming. It's not. I mean, I dig it though. What happened to Eagle Rare 12? Where did it go? Where did all the readily available Eagle Rare 12 go? That's what I want to know. That was a big part of the press release that they put out there, Buffalo Trace, that Eagle Rare 12 is going to be readily available out there. Haven't seen it. Haven't seen it anywhere. Did it even hit Ohio? Anybody in Ohio? Did Eagle Rare 12 actually drop? I think it did, but I don't remember. But when you're putting out a press release and you're saying how you're touting how available it's going to be because of all this extra whiskey you have now, and it doesn't hit, where is it? That's my biggest gripe with Buffalo Trace. You have time to develop these grandiose boxes with lights in it and fancy bottles with super high age whiskey in it, but and charge people $5,000, $8,000 for it, but you don't want to just put more of the stuff that people want on the shelves. That just bugs me. I mean, Texas gets a lot of it. I mean, it doesn't surprise me there's a bunch in Texas. I didn't hear much about ER12 in Ohio, but I also don't sit like a bum in lawn chair at 6 a.m. on Saturday either. It's sitting in the back of liquor stores building hype. Wow, is out of stock now, the Founders? Dude, I should have freaking ordered one. I should have gotten a backup. Damn. Jason Sazerac has some open marketing design positions open. Do they? All right, 2 is a little bit more on the, it's definitely sweeter. Not as sweet as I thought it was going to be coming off the nose. I'll go back for that one. Yeah, all the maple sweetness is all in the finish. Maple and honey for days on that, on number 2. I think there's more proof here. I think we could be in the 1 teens for this one, maybe even a little higher. We'll see. Jason, the way you are flipping that pen, are you sure you didn't have too much caffeine? Oh, I drink coffee, man. I had to drink coffee before the stream. Since blending is the theme tonight, do you ever mix W12 and OWA? Is it good? Haven't tried. Oh yeah, Poor Man's Pappy. Of course I've tried it. It could be good. I think you'd have to play with the proportions, but where is readily available Eagle Rare? 17. Yeah, exactly. That's what I want. Hack, I wasn't crazy about it. What do you think? MMCE 2025 is much better than 2024. Oh, the cellar aged. I totally agree, my bourbon buddy. I love 25 way more than 24. I thought the 24 Maker's Mark cellar aged tasted like it just had that Maker's Markian sour marker note that I could not stand. Just get it out of the limestone warehouse. Enough with the damn limestone. Just leave it in the damn rick house, please. Maker's Mark won't do it, but I'm just saying, stop putting it in that freaking limestone warehouse. The limestone is what makes it taste like milk. I'm surprised BT didn't add 15-year Elmer Blanton's or BTAC instead of EHT. Well, BTAC already mash bill 1. I mean, they can't do it with blends. Remember, guys, everybody thinks it's going to happen with Blanton. Remember, Sazerac does not own Blanton's. Takara does. So, in essence, remember, Buffalo Trace is still, in a way, contract distilling Blanton's. Now, whether that changes down the line remains to be seen. But they can't just, unless it gets green lit by Takara, they can't just be like, oh, we're going to add Blanton's to our BTAC line. A lot of people forget that. This is a little peachy on the third one. The only one that I feel like I got good age on it was number 1. 2 and 3 are coming off a little bit, not younger, but like I think number 1 is over 10 years old. 2 and 3 I think could be a little bit younger, on the younger side. Isn't the new EH Taylor BTAC just proof down GTS? I mean, essentially. But it's also 15 years old. And you guys watched me try it here. I tried it here live. It was in the bottom tier. The hitters for BTAC in 2025 were Eagle Rare 17 and the Willie New Weller. Those were the ones. I don't think this has a big high. I don't think this has a super high proof either. But I am getting some. I wonder if that's a weeder. All right, let's go to 4. All right, Kenneth, that smells weird. What is that? It smells familiar. I just can't place what that is. Not meaning like distillery, but it smells like either a food or what is that? Is it floral? Is it a floral note? Jay, are you doing any meet and greets in the near future? Not that I'm planning on it. Maybe in Bourbon, Missouri. Maybe a drum key event here and there this year. I'm not really sure yet, but possibly. I think it's like licorice. EHT, GTS, and ER17 are all the same great bomb mash bill at different ages. I was shocked to see SAS 18 is also always 90 proof every year. Boring. Keep it local. I'll bring you a bottle. All right. I'm guessing that's a rye. Jason, I love the debut. Thank you. Oh, I'm glad you're enjoying it, Richie. The debut is getting a lot of positive press, so I've been very blessed, very lucky, man. Black Bourbon family coming to Chicago anytime soon. I think we're in line to do a pickup there this year, Jason. I'll let you guys know. Drum key rye update. Still the same. Label is being created as we speak. Probably, I'm guessing a February launch for the rye. Marty at Whiskey Knows, he actually got a little bit of a preview of the rye. So if you want to ask him how it is, you can ask him in the chat. He's actually had a couple sips. I think, speaking of rye, I think this number 4 is a rye, but it's a weird rye. God, what is that? That scent is so familiar, but I can't place it. Kenneth Rapper, and your reaction to 4 isn't surprising. Dude, it's weird. It is weird. It's like a... Oh my, okay, this is what it is, Kenneth. And I know it's going to sound completely weird. You ever, any of you guys that have wives or girlfriend or even daughters, whatever, when you take them to the hair salon, when you walk into a hair salon and there's just that smell, it's like the hair color combined with the whatever they use to clean the utensils. Like there's like that smell that hair salons have. I can't, what I'm talking about. It's that scent. Drum key debut is like my toxic ex. I just can't, I just keep coming back to it. Jason, when you came through St. Louis, check out Wine and Cheese Place in Clayton. The old man at the tasting bar keeps pouring just to get someone to talk to. Okay, that's cool. It's chemical. It's Aquanet. Maybe it's Aquanet. Jason, will it be a surreal moment when your drum key TTB label ends up on Coming Whiskey? It might be. It might be. I think it will be, actually. Jason, how do I get a bottle of your drum key spirits? Congratulations on the success. Don't forget the video game chat when you're rich and famous. God bless. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be rich and famous, but I love the video game chat. That's what it smells like. It smells like the damn hair salon, dude. Oh, my gosh. Jason, need another hangout at the Sagamore. Me and Stella will no doubt be there. I got to get back there, dude. Yeah, it's the freaking hair salon. It even tastes like I'm walking into a hair salon. That drum key hazmat gave me the bubble guts. This is Big Vic. Yeah, I'm gonna call number 4 the perm. It smells and tastes like someone that's got a perm. All right, last one here. Last one doesn't really smell great either. Last one is probably the most grain forward out of the 5. But look how dark it is. Look how dark number 5 is. That's crazy. That's really dark. I think what I would like to do is, as we do picks in different states, I would like to, plan meetups, just like tell people that we're going to be in town, just to come by and say hi. I mean, even if it's like 4 people, I don't care. Just to, meet some of you guys would be cool. Calling the Travolta because of the movie Hairspray. Travolta. I used to do a good Travolta. It's like, so weird. It's like so weird. Oh, Sandy. Used to do Travolta all the time. Top Jimmy with the 10 gifted. Thank you so much. There you go.
So beautiful.
So beautiful when you guys share the love. I love it. So yes, you can actually get drum keys still. The debut is still available. I don't know how many there are. I think they were going to tell me what account there was, what was left. I think there's under 100 bottles left, which is crazy when you think about over 1,300 bottles were available in the beginning. If you just go to Barrel King and you go to their website, just on the top, you'll see a link for Mash and Drum. If you click it, you can get to the debut. Toby coming in hot. Where do we get it? Yeah, I think I just said where to get it. I'll see if I can pull up the link here. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. I got it. Hold on. All right, let me pop this in here. Copy, and I'm gonna drop it in the chat here, guys. And actually, I'll pin it if you want. So I pinned it to the top. If you guys want to grab a debut, there's some still available, so you can grab one if you want. All right. All right, this is getting better the more it opens up. I'm actually liking this one. I'm not too crazy about the finish. It's got a little bit of that bitter cardboard note, but the mid palate is really good and definitely the most syrupy out of all 5. Great mouthfeel on number 5. Man, it's so good. And then right up to the end, it gives you that little bit of a crafty note, which I don't dig, but I don't think I mind it. I think there's enough going on where it actually tastes really good. I kind of like that about it. Jason, do we need that word to access it, or is it open? I think it's open. I don't think you need the password anymore. So pouring a bit of the drum key debut. Backup is on bound, says Mark Emanecker. I was inbound. I appreciate that, Mark. Adam Dorman just getting in. Yeah, tempo is the password if you need it. Why does the link go to Oakley? Screw you, JJ. Anyone in the chat have thoughts on our try the Four Roses LE for 2025? So Ronnie Turner, interestingly enough, I had Four Roses LE 2025 in the blind last night against some heavy hitters. And my Patreon members can tell you it was close, but it might have made it through to a top 10 slot. To the surprise, like a big surprise for me. I did not think it was going to make it through. Now, how it places, we'll see. But man, it was close. It was between that one and another whiskey to make it to the top 4. And one of them got eliminated and the Four Roses made it through. So do we know who's in the first round tonight? Not yet. I have not revealed it, Adam. You are not in the first round if you need to know, Adam. Sorry. But Adam, you are in quite a bracket too, I think. The debut is very bespoke. So, yep. Very bespoke. You know what about the Four Roses? It's one of those bottles that it keeps getting better as it opens up. All right. Let me go through these real quick, make some guesses, and then we'll find out what we got here. So, number 1, I think actually has maybe a decent age to it. I don't know, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe not. It's a lower proof. I still think it's like 100, I'll say like 100 proof, maybe like a tick higher than that. Could be like 107. I've gone through a good amount of whiskey now, so maybe it's just drinking a little bit lower than I think it is. I'm still going to say it's an MGP product. 2, one, I'm going to guess, I don't know, maybe I'll just guess like, 12 years old on 2. Maybe, no, 10 years old. I'll say 10 years. 2, I think, is younger. I think 2 is definitely on the younger side. Your first blend was Green River. Have you mentioned what is in your rye blend? I'll talk about that in a bit. Yeah, I think 2 is like in maybe the 1 teens, like maybe 115 proof. I think it's definitely younger. I'll say maybe 5 to 6 years old on that one. Sweet. As far as a guess, I don't know, man. It's coming off a little bit, I'm not going to say crafty, but it's a little bit grain forward on that one. I'm picking up. Is that the one I thought was a weeder, or was it 3? I think I said 3 was the weeder, maybe. Oh no, 3 was the peachy one. 3's a little bit peachy. I'm going to guess that 3 could be like a Bardstown Bourbon Company or maybe even a Green River pick. I like 3. I like 3 a lot, actually. I think 3 might be the most balanced out of them. 4 is the hair salon. I don't even know if I want to go back into that one. I'm guessing that's a rye. And it was distilled by Aquanet. I don't know what the hell that is. And 5, I'm telling you, man, 5 might be my favorite. It's syrupy. It's sweet. I actually don't mind that finish on the back end. But I think that's also something, I think it's a younger whiskey. I think that's like 5, 6 years old, maybe. It's definitely, I think it's a bourbon. Yeah, 6 is nice. 3 and 6. I'm gonna go 5, 3 for my ranking. 5, 3, 1, 2, 4. So 5, 3, 1, 2, 4. I don't know what the hell that Aquanet one is, but that thing is awful. Yes, the last one is thick in the mouth. It is thick in the mouth. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what Ken has sent along. Let's find out how wrong I was. Oh, damn. I was right on A, but I went way under. I should have stayed higher on the age. I had it to like 12, 13, and then I went back to 10. It's 17 years old. Holy shit. This is a Bullet Bourbon, 17 year. What did I say? It was 100, maybe a little higher, 102. It's 104 proof. So I nailed the proof on that one. This is a Bullet Bourbon 17 year our bourbon pick. Undisclosed Kentucky source. That's good. I know some of these older Bullet Bourbon picks were out there. I haven't had one yet, so this is cool to be able to taste it. Thank you so much for that one. Love that one. Very, very cool. B, which was number 2. This one got second to last place. Really? I said that was in the 1 teens. It's 54.3. So it's only 108.6. So not quite in the teens. That is a peerless bourbon called Friendsgiving. It's a Jack Rose pick. I said it was 5 to 6 years old. It's 6 years old on the dot. 54.3% ABV. I never guessed peerless. I don't know why peerless never comes into my mind. Damn. How do you get 17-year bullet barrels? Well, you got to be Take. You got to be Jay. Jay West gets them. The third one, which was my second place. What did I say? I think that was. I said it was maybe a Bardstown Bourbon Company. That was NGP. I don't think I've ever had. Wow, that's surprising. This is a Nashville Barrel Company bourbon. Plomo Shelf Clear Society pick, 8 years. I wrote down 7 years, so it was close on the years. 21% MGP aged in Kelvin Cooperage. Really? I don't know, man. Maybe it's coming off the peerless. It's really fruit forward for me. I wasn't getting like that. I wasn't getting like that weird, like that Kelvin Cooperage, almost like that char note that I usually get. Okay. Number 4, which I did not like, was the barrel whiskey, 10 years of take. American whiskey, finished in French oak, ruby port, and Amaro. That's what it was. It was the Amaro. Kentucky, Indiana, and Tennessee source, 10 to 20 years, 59.65% ABV. It was the Amaro. That was the scent that was throwing me off. And I remember when I was smelling it and I was like, it's floral. but also got a little chemical for me. And dude, Amaro can be really weird like that. Oh my God. Now that I know it's Amaro, it's Amaro. That's what it tastes like. I think like, so Kenneth, I don't really taste the port in that too much. I just taste I think the Amaro took over. It got very floral, a little bit chemical for me. But a blend of Kentucky, Indiana, Tennessee, 10 years of take, barrel craft spirits whiskey. Natural Barrel. So yeah, Natural Barrel does have some hitters. Yeah, this is the take barrel craft whiskey collab. 10 years of take. And then last but not least, my favorite. And this makes a lot of sense now that I see what it is. This is Frey Ranch bourbon. This is Frey and Loathing in Florida. Shelf clear society pick. I said 5 to 6 years old. It's 5 years old. Highest proof at 66.6% ABV. Let me see there. 12% malted barley, 11.4% rye, 10% wheat. Oh, wait, 5 years. Oh, it's 66.6% corn, 12% malted barley, 11.4% rye, 10% wheat. It's a 4-grain. It's actually 69.07% ABV. Holy shit. That is just under hazmat. That's crazy. That's crazy. So my favorite was a Frey Ranch. Dude, I love this one. This one smells fantastic. And that texture, Frey Ranch, I'm telling you, man, some of those Frey Ranch picks with that texture, it's tough to beat, man. I'm telling you. So out of all those bottles, the Frey Ranch comes out on top for me. The Peerless, the Barrel Craft, all of it. Wow. I definitely didn't get chemical. It does drink spicy. Yeah, Kenneth, I think I was taking chemical, but I think chemical is probably the wrong word. I think it's that floral, it's that really heavy floral note that Amaro has. Yeah, the Frey Ranch is syrupy, it's sweet. It's funny you wrote honey bunches of oats because I wrote honey. I wrote syrupy honey, strawberry as well. I was getting a little strawberry on that one. And I said 5 to 6 years old. That thing's killer. Munda, you're drinking that Frey Ranch right now? Dude, it's so good. Frey is another distillery stealing market share from the big boys. That makes the news sound so much worse. Yeah, Frey Ranch just hit Pennsylvania. Still haven't pulled the trigger. I think the Frey Ranch rye is also very underrated. Frey Ranch rye tends to be, I think, overlooked, and I think it's a really unique rye. Yeah, that Amaro, it's just too much. I remember what did I get that was also Amaro finish? I can't remember. Oh, it was the Bardstown Bourbon Company did an Amaro finish, and that one was also very floral, but I feel like it was less floral than this was. When Bardstown Bourbon Company did theirs. So, JC bought the debut. Can you bring back the 2023 music for this year's top 10? Can you bring back the 2023 music? I have to look back and see what music I used. Did I miss the Uncle Nearest news? No. Let's get into the Uncle Nearest news. So let's talk about it. So Uncle Nearest, there she is, Miss Weaver. The Weavers are now suing former Uncle Nearest CFO, alleging fraud. So the co-founders of Uncle Nearest Tennessee Whiskey, which is Fawn Weaver and Keith Weaver, have filed a civil lawsuit against the company's former chief financial officer, their CFO, Michael Sinzaki, I think that's his name. So here it is. This is the breakdown. The complaint filed in Bedford County Chancery Court outlines multiple causes of action, including breach of loyalty, breach of fiduciary duty, fraud, defamation, conversion, and seeks both compensatory and punitive damages. There's a lot of big words there. Let me turn that off there. Let me keep reading this here because it's interesting. The Weavers allege that Senzaki abused his position to alter invoices to make vendor payments look settled while redirecting money to entities he controlled, and allegedly forged stock transfer documents using Fawn Weaver's equity without her knowledge or consent, resulting in severe personal and financial harm. So furthermore, the complaint asserts Senzaki abused his financial authority to divert funds, hide liabilities, and manipulate financial systems while portraying the company as financially healthy during a key growth period. The Weavers claim this information remained hidden for years and only came to light after Senzaki's departure in late 2024. Now, as you guys know, in 2025, in July, Uncle Nearest, main lender, Farm Credit Mid-America, filed that federal lawsuit accusing Uncle Nearest of defaulting on more than, I think it was like $108 million in loans and breaching loan terms and what they owed and all sorts of crazy stuff. Now, a federal judge still did appoint a receiver to manage Uncle Nearest's business in the meantime. Don't know where that's at, but it looks like the CFO that was in charge right before it. So it's kind of an interesting thing now. The CFO is there until 2024. Then he goes away. Uncle Nearest gets in all this trouble. And now the Weavers are now saying that this guy is the reason why they're in so much trouble. So is there truth to it? Is it deflection? Are they trying to just say that put the blame elsewhere? We don't know, but it's something to keep an eye on. Yeah, total drama. Oh shit, that's real fraud. Uncle Nearest defaulting on more than $108 million in loans. Yep. It's a lot of money. Now remember, I mean, they got in trouble for not only like breach of contract, but they got in trouble for saying that they had more money in inventory than they actually did. So the Weavers are putting on the CFO rather than putting on themselves. Now, what I'm wondering is, did the adjuster that came in, the handler, I should say, that go-between come in, look through the financials and maybe find some of this out? Maybe it's news to the Weavers, like what the hell happened? What's going on? I don't know. I mean, CFOs have gotten in trouble before for doing some shit like this, some fraud. So it'll be interesting to see how this shakes out. But just when you thought this whole Uncle Nearest thing was over, now we have another side of it where the Weavers it's not exactly a counter sue, but there's now, as they're being sued, now they're suing the old CFO. So, where did the mention in Martha's Vineyard come from? Well, apparently that came from the Weavers. Apparently, based on the news, the Weavers had purchased that for, I guess, events, for Uncle Nearest parties. I'm not exactly sure where that came from. That part of it is still murky. Really, all I care about is I want to know where all this money went. Where did the valuation of the barrels come in? Whose fault exactly is the one that says, you know what, this might not be accurate. We might have to fudge the numbers a little bit here. Like, what exactly is happening? Honestly, I think you probably have two wrongs here, but people are trying to associate blame in different directions. That's usually what happens. Somewhere in the middle is the truth. Whether or not we ever find that out, we'll never know. Maybe we will know. I really do hope we do find out. This whole scenario, it's usually like boring to me, but this is kind of fascinating to me, to be honest. I don't know how true the Senzaki stuff is, but they have thrown this dude under the bus for a lot of stuff leading up to this. Also, even if all of it was true, shouldn't they be watching their own CFO? You would think. And that's why I want to see where this goes. It's a great call out, Ben. I totally agree with you. Banks won't care. That will get drug out for 5 years. You let one employee wreck a company you own, that's on you. I totally agree. I think they're just trying to deflect blame a little bit here. I think a lot of it is a little bit of a PR, thing to kind of save face a little bit. But we'll see what happens. This sounds shady as hell on part of the Weavers. Blame the guy that left. They don't have tax accounts or auditors. That's what I mean. If he either left, now I can't remember exactly what happened. If he left on his own, under his own, his own decision to leave, or if he was let go. Let me see if it says that in the article. Let's see here. The lawsuit alleges that the Senzaki made a coordinated effort to blame the Weavers personally for Uncle Nearest's debt, despite them not personally guaranteeing loans with Farm Credit Mid-America. According to the Weavers filing, the alleged misconduct resulted in a Farm Credit lawsuit, the receivership, and reputational harm, including canceled speaking engagements and frozen funding for other business ventures. In October, it was reported that a receiver was investigating a possibility of selling Uncle Nearest's non-income producing assets, including its vineyard in Cognac, which is in France. Shortly after this, the Weavers filed an emergency relief order to prevent the receiver from sharing competitively sensitive information with interested buyers. It all sounds shady. When the Weavers are putting in an emergency injunction to hide numbers and information, that doesn't look good. So I don't know, man. I think they're hoping Senzaki is the scapegoat here, and maybe Senzaki did some shady shit. We don't know, but I think, to your guys' point, I think the Weavers overall were in charge of this circus, and you have to know the numbers. You have to know what's going on in your business, as far to see what's going on. And, either they were and they let this happen and they had knowledge of it and they decided to buy a place in Cognac, France, Martha's Vineyard, all these places, or they didn't know what was going on and still somehow allowed this to happen, not really overseeing their own business, which might be worse. So either way, they're not going to come out looking good on the other end of this. So, hey, what's up, Jeffrey Wack? The CFO always gets the blame. Just take a look at Enron. Weavers just need to take the L. Yeah, I mean, either way, there's a lot of fraud. Yeah, 100%. Owner still on the hook. Never had Uncle Nearest. Is it a good pour? Their single barrels I had there were a few that were really good, but their base whiskeys weren't that great, unfortunately. Maybe I should make an offer there too. Yeah, JG, you want to take over that mess? Have at it, buddy. I think you'll have a better deal at Four Roses. I hate that it sounds so sucks, but yeah, me too, man. This is why you need segregation of duties to maintain accountability. Yeah, I couldn't agree more, Jason. It's one of those things where it's just it's a shame. It really is. It really is a shame. All right, really quick. 2 more news stories. New Riff put out some new news out there today. New Riff Distilling announced its acclaimed single barrel experience will expand its offerings with a new addition. Its first ever malted rye single barrel selection, available this month. Single barrel malted rye is the latest New Riff whiskey to join the Newport Distillery's distinguished. Oh my God, they literally used the word bespoke. Holy shit. I'm literally reading it right now. Is the latest New Riff whiskey to join the Newport Distillery's distinguished bespoke barrel program. Oh, it makes me cringe. We're excited to introduce Malted Rye as the 4th offering in our robust single barrel program. Chief Sales Officer Ronica Dillingham said in a news release, something we've heard strong demand for, and we're thrilled it's now available. Our single barrel malted rye showcases the whiskey in its purest form. Crafted from 100% malted rye, a rare style in today's whiskey market. Each barrel offers its own distinct flavor profile, bold fruit character, soft caramel undertones, yada, yada, yada. The distillery also offers 6-year-old single barrel bourbon available by the full barrel only, and 4-year-old single barrel bourbon and 6-year-old single barrel rye selections, both of which may be purchased in customizable quantities. Starting at just 90 bottles. You can do a pick with just 90 bottles. I didn't know that. So I saw this news. Somebody sent it over to me and I filled out the form and I got an email reply like 5 minutes later. So I have a call tomorrow to talk to New Riff about possibly doing a pick at New Riff of a malted rye. Let's go. I'm excited. I did bespoke this into existence, Nathan. It happens. I think people I think more people watch this shit than I think they do. And all the shit that I say starts coming to fruition. Cheesy Gold Foil came to be. Elijah Craig Barrel Proof Rye came to be. Knob Creek 12 Cast Strength came back. It came to be. The new Riff Malted Rye Bespokeness came to be. I'm not taking all the credit, but I think there's a correlation a little bit. Top Jimmy says, I'm on the first ever malted rye pick next week. Oh shit, that's cool, man. Yeah, this is definitely gonna be a bespoke rye tater sticker. M&J or Drum Key for the pick. No, this is gonna be a Mash and Journey pick. Drum Key is only run through Barrel King. I really only deal with the barrels that we bring in through Barrel King. Booker's Rye is in process too. I'm just saying. Where's the Four Roses Double Oaked? Yeah, William Wiley, we're still waiting for that one. That one hasn't been brought into existence yet. But if you guys don't remember seeing what I created, this was the Four Roses Double Oaked I wanted to bring to the market. And we named it the Dark Rose. That's right. I photoshopped this whole thing. It looks real, though. Double Oaked Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey by Four Roses. The Dark Rose. I mean, we could call it the Black Rose. That could be pretty badass. I'm just saying, I call it the Dark Rose because I think we needed a Double Oaked Four Roses product. We wanted Woodford Reserve Double Oaked Cast Strength. I made this, 3 years ago? These are happening now via Barrel Picks. You can get a Woodford Reserve Double Oaked Cast Strength now. And remember, I also made this, Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. This was completely created by me, and now it's real. So the only one that's missing is this. Four Roses, get on board. Four Roses, the Dark Rose needs to happen. Let's go. So Fourgate technically did a Double Oaked Four Roses. Fourgate actually did it through through their NDP. Yeah, they're not really cast strength, but you know what I mean. Yeah, I'm just saying. Get your stipend. Yeah, they're not going to pay me shit. We need you to get back into the think tank and come up with more with wish list labels. Dream big. You know what? I'll do that. I'll do that for next week. I'm going to sit down. I'm going to think of my labels that I wish existed. I'm going to do that, Henry Turner. I'm going to do that for next week. I'm going to have my complete wish list of things that I want to happen in 2026. And let's see what we can make happen together. The fact that you could carry a podcast by yourself and do blind tastings at the same time, who wouldn't want to watch? I guess so. Double Oak Wild Turkey has to happen one day. I talked about doing that with Drum Key, but I have to find the right barrels first before that happens. Elmer T. Lee Barrel Proof? Yeah, that's just Blanton straight from the barrel. I do have my own brand to make it happen. I could do it, but we would have to bring in some stuff. Knob Creek 12 Cast Strength 2026. It's happening. I think there are people from the industry watching, taking the idea, but then using terms like bespoke for plausible deniability in case Jay ever sues for royalties. Oh, man. All right, guys. What time is it? It's 10:17, which means it's Frankenblend time. It's Blendageddon time, guys. It's time for the kickoff. Now, if you guys missed the kind of like the big video where I introduced everything and it coming back, do I still actually have it on here? Let me see. Or did I delete it? I might have deleted it. Shit. I think I still have it on my computer. Intro. Nope, that's not it. Do I still have this here? Oh, there it is. Let me see if this uploads. If this uploads, I'm going to play this as I get ready to get you guys all pumped for Blendageddon. I will tell you guys, we'll show you guys the bracket of who's going against who, and then we'll reveal the first 4 blends going head to head tonight. Top 2 make it through to the next bracket. JD10, JD12, and JD14 Rise. They probably could do that, William Wiley. They probably could do some age-stated Rise. I have no doubt that we'll see that down the line from Jack Daniels. They have enough of the liquid to do it. I think we'll probably see that in the future for sure. Jack Daniels just keeps upping the game when it comes to their age stated products, and I think we will see that at some point. So for sure, I think it will happen. Woodford triple double oaked. Now you guys are just putting out some crazy shit. I get it. $18 is a coming. Woodford triple double oaked. Frankenblend time. Let's go. I want to see like what I mean, I'm just trying to think of like some brands I wish would come out right now. You know, I always say it every year. I would like to see Old Crow brought back to its former glory. I don't know if we'll ever see that, unfortunately, but I would love to see that for sure. What else? I'm just looking at my shelves over there just to see what we got. But yeah, I still think that a double oaked Four Roses from Four Roses would be amazing to see. I don't know if this could. Oh, there's still that one bottle I wanted Michter's to do, and I don't know if it'll ever happen. But do you know the Michter's American whiskey? I'm going to make this label, the Michter's American whiskey. The one that's like, it just tastes like vanilla ice cream. I want them to bring that out at cast strength. I want a Michter's American cast strength. I've been asking for that for at least 3 or 4 years. We haven't seen that one yet. That would be amazing to see that. Didn't you also will back the Cheesy Gold foil? Yeah, the Cheesy Gold foil came back too. Yep. Yeah, Michter's American 10-year. Even if it's, I don't even care the age statement, Travis. I just wanted a cast strength. I want Michter's American a cast strength. And instead of the blue label, make it a red label. Do like the red label. You do the red, white, and blue. Michter's American freaking cast strength. That would be sick. I think people would go crazy for that. Michter's, if you're listening, you're welcome. I told Dan McKee about that when he was on the channel. For Master Distiller at Michter's, I told him, and he was kind of open to the idea, but I haven't seen it yet. Maybe they're still, let's just say they're still developing that idea. What else? I don't know, man. There's so much shit. There's so much stuff. I mean, Cheesy Gold, a lot of my whiskey dreams have come true. Cheesy Gold foil coming back. I mean, come on. What else? Yeah, Butterscotch Bomb. I think that's what I'm hoping for, dude. Old Forester Birthday Rye. Nathan, though, is the Old Forester Birthday Rye going to be better than their President's Choice Rye? Honestly, I don't know. You know what? Here's the thing, though. I would love to see Old Forester bring out a hazmat birthday bourbon. That'd be sick. Not saying I'd buy it, but people would lose their freaking mind over that if that came out. Think about that. And then, like, on the bottle, like the big round bottle, they put like the little hazmat symbol on it. Oh my God. People would lose their mind over that bottle. That'd be so freaking cool. Oh my gosh. King Kentucky Rye. That could happen. We're already seeing a King Kentucky small batch is going to be hitting the market. So I don't know if you guys heard that news. King Kentucky small batch is going to be hitting the market. So blend of ages, probably still high ages. Not sure the price points or the details, but we are going to get a King Kentucky small batch whiskey, which is interesting. So we'll see what happens with that. What else? I'm just looking around. When is Wild Turkey going to make Rare Breed all non-chill filtered? I know we talked about that last year with Bruce Russell. I hope that's happening soon. Higher proof blood oats. I don't think that's ever going to happen, unfortunately. King Kentucky small batch is currently Cooper's Craft 100. You're not wrong. Jason, okay for $760, worth it or no? It's a 17-year. Wait, what? What is this? Okay for $760? CJ Miller, what release are you talking about? CJ Miller. What the hell is $760? CJ, can you expand upon that? Oh, King of Kentucky. King of Kentucky for $760. Worth it or no? It's 17-year 2025. $760. Oh God. I've only had a sample of one of the King Kentuckys, dude. Look, it's really, really amazing bourbon, but $760. Look, I mean, I paid more to get mine. I paid, I think, like $1,100 to get mine, to be honest. So $760 actually kind of is like a steal to me. Look, if you have the disposable income, if you've never owned one, yeah, maybe you pull the trigger on it just to have one. But I don't know, man. I feel like at $760, if you're getting it, if you're not getting it retail, $760 is actually a really good price. Normally, you see that thing over $1,000. So, Jason spending for all of us. God bless. Yeah, I would probably grab it at $760, to be honest. I don't know if I'd at the 17 year. Yeah, I don't know if I'd see that again all day long. I would probably buy for that. Oh, Brian says buy it and then sell it to me at $770. All right, guys, it is time to get into the opening night of Blendageddon number 8. 8 years in the making. If you guys have missed any of the Blendageddons beforehand, here is how it works. Here's the lead up. Here's the trailer just to get you all fired up. I'm going to get the blind ready. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, our guest judge is here. Welcome in Chris from Bourbon of the Week.
What's going on, Jason? Appreciate you. That intro, by the way, if I wasn't already hype, I am definitely hype now. I'm excited to get it.
Adam Hinson, my man from Florida. Adam Hinson, Mr. Crowns himself.
Mr. Crayons, let's go.
Have the peanut butter one called the 7th inning. Didn't I say?
We did call that early. Peanuts and Cracker Jacks, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is Dusty Dan.
What's up, buddy? Get a little like cinnamon apple kind of on the nose a little bit.
There's definitely apple in here all day long. The winners moving on to the next round. Holy shit. Adam Dorman finally breaks through. The man, the myth, the blender of Pursuit Spirits, Mr. Ryan Cecil.
Heyo, man.
Heyo, what's going on, buddy?
I feel like is that movie opening Christmas Day? That with that intro?
It's opening right now. It's tonight. It's happening.
4 of the best whiskeys you've had this year in a blend, and it's got to work.
These are the 2 blends moving on in this crazy, crazy bracket. We have 2 absolute beasts. And this weird, funky, whatever the hell it is, belongs to Mr. Darrell Stewart. So the defending champion making it through to the next round here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome in our guest judge. First time ever here on the Master and Drum Whiskey Room. Welcome, Mr. Zach from Bourbon Kingdom.
I had 3 mics. None of them worked. I literally had to drive to Meyer and pick up some headphones because I'm like, I don't understand why why none of this is working. So, but there's like something on there.
Yeah, there's like an agave something on here,
yes,
right? Yeah,
I don't know what that is.
Or the blends, I should say, going through the next round are Old Gary Carter from Miro and Letter B with his donkey sauce, Nathan Jurgensen. Congratulations, you twos. It's light, yet it's got some really good heft to it. This 4 might have the best texture so far. Congratulations to Mr. Justin Mills and Matthew Smith. You twos are moving on to the Sweet 6 on the right side of the bracket. Ladies and gentlemen, from SLB Drinks, tonight's special guest judges, Kurt and Trent.
What's going on, my man?
Hey, what's going on, Jason?
What is going on, you 2 beautiful fellas?
I'm a little irritated right now, Jason. Trent didn't tell me I'd be showing off my leisure pants here. I bet I would have dressed up more for you, buddy. You know that.
So already 1 is kind of a favor for you guys, right? You're kind of in there.
I mean, I didn't get any real deep, dark, rich flavors, but all those fruity notes were there. They were just luscious. That caramel note, that real rye or possible rye with that bite there. Whoever made that blend, congratulations. That's fantastic.
I'm hoping that the first one and everything else after this is going to be subsequently better.
I don't know. I'm happy with Kurt here. I like B a lot. All right, so that means going to the finals is letter A, and that belongs to Miro with his old Gary Carter blend. And then that means letter B, that super syrupy, delicious one, that one belongs to Mr. Jeffrey Wack with his blend called Cousins. So score from 1 to 100. Is that where you want to go?
Yeah, we do from 1 to 100, and because what that does, if I like one 2 points more than the other, and you like one 1 point more than the other, something's gonna win. Holy shit! This is the most close I've ever had a finish.
Yeah.
Holy shit! Awesome,
guys. Thank you so much. This is that 10,000 was the goal. We've exceeded it, guys. Thank you so much. You guys are amazing, and we're gonna find out. First, who we eliminated, and then we're going to find out who the top 2 left are, and then I'm going to update the bracket with who we chose to win, and then we're gonna go from there. Drum roll. You'll see the name in the middle of the screen, guys. You ready for this one? Here's who won.
Double champ, back to back.
Back to back. Darrell Stewart just won again.
Wow.
They counted you out, but you're still here. One more breath, one more round. You come too far to back down now. Dig deep, stand tall. No fear, no mercy. This is the grind, this is the moment. Showing what you're made of.
Oh, yeah. We are back, guys. It is Blendageddon time. Blendageddon number 8 is here. And we are ready for it. We are ready for it. I know a lot of people have been waiting. It's starting a lot later than it usually does. But we are here. And it's happening. Frankenblends are going down tonight. Here is the bracket for the Frankenblend competition, guys. We have 17 blends in the mix. That's right, 17 blends. If you could take a look at that bracket, or the brackets, I should say, with the Frankenblend champion being crowned at the end. Now, tonight, who's going head-to-head? Tonight, we have DMC with his Tourette's blend. I think I spelled that wrong. Sorry. Bose Wine Guy with Sazerac DeForge. Big Vic with his Handy Killer. And Jeff Aldis with Case File 75. So that is the bracket. That's the full look at the bracket, guys. This is the first time I've had to make a full side-by-side bracket like this because we got so many entries this year, which is really cool. So looking forward to seeing what wins. Now, when it comes to the other brackets, I could kind of tell you here exactly. Hold on a second. I'll tell you who else is going head-to-head because I know people are going to want to know. When it comes to the rest of the brackets, where is the full bracket graphic here? Oh, here it is. Okay. Week two will feature Jeremy Hughes with Fruits Gone Wild, Danny Lopez with the Kentuckian Smoke Show, Joe Gregory with Ethereal Cereal, and Kenneth Rathburn with Murray Had a Little Dram. Great name for that one, by the way. Week 3 will be Travis Robeson with Bespoke Blend. Of course, Travis named it Bespoke. Marshall Conoco with Let's Be Frank. Jeffrey Wack with Frank Castle. Apparently, people wanted to name their things Frank this year. And Matthew with High Proof Winter. And then week 4, the big boys step in. Adam Dorman with Dusk. Darrell Stewart with 5-Card Charlie. Wise Guy Stu with International Peace Treaty, Hooper, with Blinky, Pinky, Inky, and Clyde, a nice little Pac-Man reference, and Darren Clary with What's in the Blend. So there you go. That is going to be the next 4 weeks, 5 weeks if you include the finals, as we get into the Blendageddon Championship. So we are primed and ready to go. So Whiskey Adventure. Wait, where's my blend? Whiskey Adventure. I stole the shirt from Frank. A Whiskey Adventure. So there was one of them. There was a box that I got that was not labeled. So if you did not label one in there, did I do something to piss you off? Dang Hooper. Jason, my blend is missing. I sent in a Frankenblend and an American blend this year. Eric Snyder. So many folks allude to Darrell. Eric Snyder. Wait. Listen, I'll double check it. If I find your blends, I don't know. There has to be, yeah, because there were other blends that this is great. Whack, you're getting Jackknife power bombed into 2 weeks. It was definitely labeled. All right, I'll take a look at it. Whiskey Adventure, what's your name? Just let me. Eric Snyder, I'm pretty sure I got your blends. I don't know why I didn't throw it in there. I have to look through the mix again. Dude, I got so many boxes. It was insane to kind of keep. Matthew Doyle. So Matthew, isn't yours in there? There was one just named Matthew. There was one just named Matthew. Was that yours? Because it wasn't. I didn't see a last name, so I just named it Matthew. Which was the. Where'd that go? So there was one called High Proof Winter. Is that yours? Was yours High Proof Winter, a Whiskey Adventure? I'm just wondering if that's yours. That's not yours? Okay, I'll have to look, man. There was like 4 Matthews. 3 Matthews. 2 Matthews? 3 Matthews? I'll look. We have time. If somehow your thing didn't either make it here or I missed it, then I feel like I've gone through every single box that I got. So we'll double check. But here are the first 4 tonight, guys. What is this music playing? The hell is this? Yeah, I don't want that. Yeah, let's do that one. Okay. Yeah, after that, chair shots are fair game. High Proof Winter is Matthew Smith. Okay, so that's Matthew Smith. High Proof Winter. I literally sat on the floor. I opened every single box, and that was everybody that was in there. Let me see if, Eric, let me see if you're just, real quick, before we get started here, let me see if Eric Snyder is on the actual spreadsheet here. Just want to make sure. All right, let me go to the Blendageddon 2024. Sorry, this is boring. Here we go. Let me see if you're in here at all. Eric Snyder. I have Eric Sawyer. Eric Snyder, I don't have you on the list either. But I feel like, Eric, you did send in a blend. I'm going to have to look, dude. Sorry, Eric, I'll figure it out. And then Matthew, I'll have to look for yours too. Yeah, you know what? Whiskey Adventure, shoot me a photo and email to me. That would be really helpful. I'd appreciate that. Thank you. It could just be laying around someone else. Yeah, top 2 advance, and the other 2 go away. Barbecue Big Ed. Holy guacamole. Big Vic is in it tonight. Good luck, everyone. Cheers. Thank you so much for the $50 super chat. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, clearly, and we're in the box with my Advent entry. Oh, with your Advent entry. Okay. That's probably different. Okay, I'll look for that. I'll grab that, Eric. Thanks for letting me know that. That's different. Okay, maybe I didn't put it in with the other stuff. I'll figure that one out. And Eric, it's early enough. We'll get you in there. All of a sudden, a bunch of yak blends. All right, let's go. Let's get into it. We have the first 4 here. Let's go. Here we go. DMC, Bo's Wine Guy, Big Vic, Jeff Aldis. Hopefully, you guys didn't gross me out. Let's see what you brought to the table here. Here we go. And as always, guys, if you have any questions, please throw them in the chat. Hey, what's up, Matt? ADHD Whiskey's here. He gave those samples to his mother? Maybe. That's funny shit. The bottle label, Whiskey Adventure, the bottle label. Jeff Aldis, he's excited. All right, so first one here. Hey, Matt Porter, by the way, your 12 Summers did pretty good in my blind, end of the year blind, by the way. So that's right, Slippin' Jimmy, the legend in the house. Yeah, just send me a picture of the bottles, Whiskey Adventure. It's got to be around somewhere. All right, so the nose on the first one, super fruit forward, which I really dig. But it also has like this raisin note to it, which I really like. It's a little chocolatey. This is really big. Really big whiskey so far, I think. All right, I can't wait to try this one. It seems proofy. Man, there's some maple in there. There's a lot going on in the first one. Here we go. Holy shit. Dude, the first one is already off the chain. Wow. That is freaking liquid candy. It is sweet. It's got finish. It's got proof. It almost has a rum characteristic. I wonder if there's rum in this blend at all. Dude. Whiskey nose, not Vicks. You guys are savage. All right, second sip. The finish kind of falls off a little, but man, there are some like really rich flavors here. So I get chocolate, I get maple, definitely baking spice, maybe like a rum characteristic here. First one coming in hot. All right, number 2. You're very welcome at Whiskey Adventure. And if for some reason I didn't get it or I don't have it, we'll figure it out. Don't worry about it. Second one, not as deep, not as dark as the first one. A little bit brighter. No avocado notes, Nathan Jurgensen. Don't get any avocados. Not even a wave of avocado. I feel like I got like a little tinge of smoke in the second one. I'm not really that confident about that because I went, you went higher register, Jason. I'll tell you what, it's not as dark as the first one, but there are some really nice layers here on blend number 2. I mean, I'm getting everything from honey to almost like this tangerine note, this little hint of smoke and honey all throughout the entire palette from front to back. Has a nice little spicy finish. I actually think it might have a better finish than the first one, but the first one is a little bit darker, a little bit richer, but I think the finish falls off a little bit quicker than the second one does. So we'll go back to that and we'll see what we get when we kind of keep going back and forth with these. Jason has more whiskey than any of us, yet he gets you all to send him a month's worth of stock. That's kind of true. I did 50% baby oil and 50% Malort. Called it the Diddy special, says Brendan Pounders. Well, that's disgusting. Oh, gosh. Krista Nolan, she says, I should have had Nicholas P. enter and blend again to dethrone Darrell. He made an amazing blend before that beat 48 Ruby Rye, Michter's, and I think Sagamore 9 a blind. Bardstown Bubbles. There you go, Kristen Nolan. Yeah, why didn't he enter that? That would have been kind of cool. All right, let's go to number 3. Oh, number 3 smells great too. All right, so yeah, these are the Frankenblends, but they're actually coming off not too Frankenstein-y. These are coming off like more bourbonish than anything. So blend 3 is the first one I feel like that shows some age. Like I'm getting some like dusty oak in number 3, which is kind of good. Chris, I might have drank most of it. There you go. Mango Amburana will be Vic's notes. Yeah, maybe. Number 3 has the age. There's some oak here. It's a little bit funky on the back end. I don't mind it. It's got sweet. It's got some spice. But really the one that's making that, the thing that's making that one stand out is the oak. The oak prevalence in the number 3, I think, is the one that's the differentiator between the other 3 so far. There's oak. There's a little bit of funkiness to it. Does that mean there's like an old Armagnac in there or an old, I don't know, something in there that's just kind of making it a little bit weird? I can promise you won't be disappointed in how Frankenstein-y mine is. Okay, I like that. Man, these are all, the first 3 are all completely different. This is going to be hard to choose. It's really going to come down to finish. It's going to come down to really mouthfeel. I think because they all so far have really good flavors. It's those little details that are going to push it through to the next round. Let's go to number 4 here. How many of you guys actually try blending at home? I thought I was a really good blender until I went into Barrel King and blended the debut, and then I was like, this is hard. This is really hard. It was really hard. I'm like, holy crap, this is, yeah. It was interesting to do that whole entire process, but I felt like I picked up on it pretty quick. So yeah, everybody that got the debut seems to really love it. So blending the rye, which is the next release, which I'll talk about here in a second, was a little bit more of a challenge. That one I kind of just did on my own and ended up being kind of nice. So we'll see. I've been blending for a few years along with doing custom finishing, says A Whiskey. Okay, cool. Haven't really done home blending yet. I tried. I suck. How about a video on blending at home, says Shemi. Do infinity bottles. Working on doing my own mashes and distillation, a whiskey adventure. That's cool. Do infinity bottles count? I had a rye that's pretty sweet. I think infinity bottles work. Infinity bottles are one of those things that they're ever evolving. They go through waves. They go through ebbs and flows where they're really good. Then maybe they suck. Then they get good again. That's kind of the beauty of an infinity bottle. As you're adding to it, you're sipping from it, you're taking from it. And then as you add to it, either gets better or worse. So, infinity bottles can kind of go through these, these ebbs and flows that can, make it or break it. Working on doing my own mash and distillation. That's really cool. I'm too lazy to blend at home. I just want to have some pours, says Diego. This was my first real attempt, says Jay Olive. Okay. Blending is easy. Blending is easy, says No Cal Cracker. Wow. He's just like, yeah, I could do that shit. I really want to get the 12-year, but sold out fast, says Reese Mash. I tried, but I have too many M&J single barrels. That's fair. That's fair, Ben. Vamos. Nancy has tried to teach me, but she keeps calling me stupid dipshit, and she gave up. That's unfortunate. Blending good, not so much. I blend tons of whiskeys from home, usually in less than 5-ounce batches. Using barrels sounds 1,000 times harder than using my bottles at home. So I respect you doing drum key. Yeah, it's definitely a little bit of a different animal. What's difficult to me about blending is understanding that it can taste completely different a week later. Yes, for sure. Even overnight, it changes. Even overnight. When you blend a big batch, you use graduated cylinder or something to measure accurately on a small scale. Yes, we do the very scientific take whatever's in the tank. You take like your tank whiskey, the one that's been sitting there and blending, and then you literally take whatever barrel you want to mess with and just pour just a little tiny bit in. Is it super pinpoint accurate? No, but it's gonna get you probably 90 to 95% of what you can expect if you add that barrel to that tank. So I mean that's how I was doing it, and it worked out pretty good. So you just want to make sure you have enough you have enough liquid in your Glencairn to represent your tank, and then you just kind of add in your little bit of a whiskey. Now, if you're utilizing only some whiskey from a specific barrel, not the whole barrel, that's when it gets a little bit more tricky to add. That's when you want to do like a dropper and drop like 1, 2, maybe 3 drops of whiskey in there just to see if it changes it enough. If you want to add like a quarter of the barrel, a half a barrel, or even a gallon of the barrel, just to see what it would do. That's when it gets really tricky. My wife helped me with mine. If it sucks, don't blame her. I wanted to only use Blue Run and Jepta Creed with a hint of Oakley. I'm sure you did. I actually got a whole shelf of bottles of my own blends. Damn, Whiskey Adventure. Listen, if you end up having to resend me your blends, just send me your blend. Just send me your other blends. I'm just curious. Hey, what's up, Curtis? Nice to see you, man. I use the graduated cylinders at home, actually. I could see that. Stomach blender. Love that. As Minnick would say, F your measuring cups. I actually bought some rare breed to blend and ended up drinking it. Oops. That's fair. Nancy once voted off one of my blends in Blendageddon because the carpet didn't match the drapes. Okay. Jeffrey Webb. Oh my God. All right, let's go to number 4 here. Number 4 is actually really nice too. Man, these are all great so far on the nose. Four is delicious. Wow. 4 is candy. But I need another sip of that one. Dude, 4 is delicious. 4 is hitting every part of the palate. Front, mid, back, viscosity, flavor. Number 4 brings you into like this. It's like butter, maple. I don't think it's chocolate. It's like butter, maple, borderline like dark fruit. But it kind of hovers around like this, almost like this raspberry type of note without getting too, it's like regular, it's like bright raspberry, not dark raspberry, but there's like this really nice blend of dark and fruit flavors here in number 4, but it hits. This is the one blend that's hitting every part of the palate for me. What front, mid, back, everything. That is what I look for in a blend. You know, when I'm blending, when I'm doing drum key, I want it to hit front, mid, and back palate. You feel it the entire way as you're sipping on and trying to, pull flavors from it. Dude. No Amburon on this one. Jason, real quick. Redwood Empire Haystack Needle this year is effing phenomenal. Please get a bottle and review. Okay. Outside the Star, I don't see those here. So if you could find me one, I'm happy to pay cost and shipping. So get me one outside the Star. I'll gladly do one for you. I don't see those here. Yeah, that is a really good blend. That is probably my favorite from the 4 so far. So this one I think is going through. Now it's of the 3 of these, which is because these are all very different. They're all very different in different aspects. One is oaky, one is sweet, and one is a little bit more, little darker and a little bit more on the dark side, a little bit more like sugary sweet. Nathan, we've reached out to Redwood Empire. We're not getting any sort of response from Redwood Empire when it comes to doing picks. So maybe I'll reach out again. Maybe I can reach out tomorrow, see what they say. Got A is straight up maple syrup. If there isn't rum in A, I'd be really surprised. I think A has freaking rum in it. It's got to have rum in it. It's so maple syrupy heavy. I don't think the Redwood regular offerings are, there's a couple gems in there. But yeah, the haystack needles are where it's at from Redwood Empire for sure. Yeah, Nathan, please do. If you talk to anybody over at Redwood Empire, please let them know that Master Journey is looking to do a pick. And we will fly out to California because we want to. Can you try the new Riff Sherry before you wrap up tonight? Think you will like it. If I could find it, I will. I just don't remember where I put it. Pipe Dream cast strength was pretty good. I actually really enjoyed the rye cast strength that they put out. That was really good. Was very disappointed in the what's the Burai one? I want to say Lost Prophet, but it's not Lost Prophet. What's the one from Wayward Empire that everybody seems to love? The Burai one. It's not Lost Prophet. Lost Monarch. Got it. Lost Monarch. That's the one that I tend to, gravitate to when it comes to Redwood Empire. All right. I think A has got some rum in it. It's really sweet. It's really delicious. 2. This is getting more and more citrusy. This tastes like drinking orange tea. Orange is almost like a tang note to it. It's bringing me back. You guys drink tang growing up? There's like a tang note to it. That's just delicious. Let's go to 3. I think 3 is good, but it just got a little bit too oak funky on it. So I don't think I could put 3 through yet because I think 3, if I put 3 through, it's hard to say. I actually think that flavor would get a little bit worse as it goes forward. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, tang. It's between 1 and 2 making it through, and this is tough because they're close. 1 has got these crazy sweet dark fruit vibes, and 2 has the tang vibes. So it's really going to come down to mouthfeel and finish for me on this because I love the flavors of both of them. But which one has the best texture and which one has the best finish? Number 1 has a great texture. It's really syrupy. 2, not as syrupy, but the finish on 2 kicks the shit out of 1. I don't know. Which one do I go with? The better finish or the better texture? Dude, 2's finish is ridiculous. I might just pick 2 just because, listen, 1 has some really great sweet flavors, but the finish on 2 is relentless. It just goes. It goes and it goes and it goes. It's still going. For me, if you could pull that off in a blend, you got something. Not to mention that really like rich orange, tangerine, blood orange type of note that it has with like the cinnamon and the baking spice. Dude, it might be 2. Jason, for Penelope, would you choose Tokai Rye or Havana? I can choose one of these, so I'm curious. Probably Havana. Tokai for me, it just is, I don't know. I've only had very few Tokai finishes that I've really liked. Penelope's, I thought was okay, but I think the Havana is actually a nice whiskey. Just taking one more sip of each here, then we'll call them out. Yeah, I like two. One is amazing front of the palate. Once it gets to mid, it just falls off on the back end. It just kind of dies a little bit. But I love the flavors of one. If there's not like a rum or Armagnac in one, I'm going to be completely floored. So making it, the official count is number 2 and number 4 are making it through to the next round. Let's see what we got. Let's see who's moving on. People in the chat holding on to their nuts. All right. All right, let's see here. I don't know the letters underneath. I just kind of mixed them up. So who's moving through? Okay. And who's moving through? Which letter's that? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. And then we have. All right. And then we have. Okay. Oh my God. This is great. Yeah. Be aware of Havana. It's really, really, really sweet. Listen, if you know what, I'll say that. If you don't like really, really sugary sweet bourbons, then don't get the Havana. Then you might as well just get the Tokai Rye. It's going to be less sweet. Havana is it's diabetes in a bottle. Suspense is killing Vic. All right, so let's go with the ones that were, well, I mean, either way I do this, we're going to find out who's eliminated and who's moving on. Let's go to who was eliminated. So first one eliminated was number 1. This was the one that was, again, syrupy sweet, amazing flavors on the front and mid palate, but it just dies on the back end. And this is letter A, and that blend belongs to Bo's Wine Guy. Bo's Wine Guy, your blend. This is the one that says Sazerac de Forge. Now's the fun part where we get to find out what was in his blend. I said there had to be some sort of rum, Armagnac, something in here that was giving it that elevated sweetness. Let's find out what's in here. So in Bo's Wine's blend, Bo's Wine Guy, his blend contained equal parts Blanton's Gold, E.H. Taylor Small Batch, E.H. Taylor Single Barrel, Stag Batch 22B, and then hold on to your ass. I'm going to completely butcher this. Hontamberry 1987 Armagnac Cast Strength. There you go. It was the Armagnac. I felt like I got either rum or Armagnac in there, and that's what it was. It was Armagnac. Armagnac comes in as like the big punch to this whiskey. But unfortunately, and somehow, in true Buffalo Trace fashion, you kind of just lost on the finish. Good call, dude. Yeah, there was Armagnac in it. Just Buffalo Trace, man. That's a really interesting blend, though. You just blending Buffalo Trace with Armagnac kind of makes you think if Buffalo Trace actually did like a full-on Armagnac release, what that would look like. I think it would probably taste a lot like that. It's really sweet, fruity up front, really, really easy finish on the back end. Okay, great job, Bo's Wine Guy. Love that blend. Really creative. Great job, man. All right, let's go to the other one that was eliminated. This is the D. And the D, unfortunately, goes to our avocado friend, Big Vic. Big Vic, you get the big D. And of course, in true Big Vic fashion, he did not send me the blend details for this, so I don't know what the hell's in this blend. So, Vic, I thought there was some old whiskey in your blend. There was something very funky, oaky in here that I was getting that was giving it a little bit of a bitterness. So, Big Vic, can you tell us in the chat what was in your blend? What was in it? Because this is 100% his Stack Junior pick. I don't know what's in his blend, Big Vic. So tell me, you did not send blend details. You failed on that. So what was it? Definitely some rare character in there for sure. Probably. So Vic, tell me the details. You can either put it in the chat or text it to me. Just let me know. Jason, hypothetically, couldn't this blend win both brackets, or do you judge this bracket on different criteria than the American? Yeah, this is different criteria because you're not allowed to use Armagnac and some of this other stuff in the American blends. Big Vic says 99% RC pick and 1% Dusty Green River pick. Really? That's what it is? Wow. Dude, something happened in there where it got real like cardboardy. It got that bitter cardboardy note that I'm very sensitive to and just didn't dig it. Jeff said 20% rig, 20% rigger, and 20% riggist. Yeah, I'm glad you typed that correctly, Jeff. We're gonna get canceled. Of course he put rare character in it. What the hell? Come on, Big Vic. You're better than that. That means B, this one with this amazing finish and the tangerine and the orange goes to DMC Kentucky with his Tourette's blend and Jeff Aldis. Oh, I'm sorry. Jeff Aldis was letter C. Jeff Aldis had that crazy long finish one with the orange and tangerine. The Tourette's blend belongs to DMC Kentucky. It was the one that I tasted that went through immediately when I tasted it. Dude, David is a low-key serial killer when it comes to blending. Every single year, he makes a fantastic blend. That's crazy. Wow. Cardboard no tends to mean too much tails. Unfortunately, yes. So DMC Kentucky goes to the finals. Well, goes to the next round, I should say, along with Jeff Aldis. So Jeff, if you're in the chat, congrats. DMC, I don't think I saw him in the chat, but congrats to him. Big Vic and Bo's Wine Guy, good job. Bo's Wine Guy, I was really intrigued by your blend. And of course, Big Vic phoning it in, just putting 99% rare character in his blend. Unbelievable. So next week, we'll figure out some of these blends that might be missing here. And we'll see we can get, because it looks like we might have 2 more blends getting into the mix here, which actually might work out, which means next week and the week after, we might have a five blend mix up to taste through. So we'll get that sorted out. And guys, thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for chiming in tonight. This was a lot of fun. We got Blendageddon next week, round number 2. We'll also maybe taste some new bottles next week. Maybe do another fun blind tasting. Right now, it's a little bit slow in the whiskey, in the whiskey sphere right now, just because there's not a lot coming out. I think everyone's kind of circling the wagon, just trying to see exactly what's going to be released here in January into February. So we'll just keep it going, man. And we'll see what else we can taste next week. And as I always say, it's not about the whiskey, it's the people you share with. Thanks for all the support. Thanks for chiming in tonight. And we'll see you next week right here for round 2 of Frankenblends on the Master and Drum. Cheers, guys. See you soon.